Hi there, I'm Amanda Rando from Trots TV and I'm joined by Harness Racing New South Wales Chief Executive John Dumesny here to talk about the new $1 million pace here in New South Wales. John, some very exciting times for participants here in this state.
Certainly, in New South Wales, and I must thank the board firstly for considering the concept that we've come up with. But in particular, acknowledge the fact that the three codes of racing have got together to advance harness racing, greyhound racing and thoroughbred racing in New South Wales, and also TAB for being very supportive with the new bet type, odds and evens, and making it possible for us to put this new $1 million race on.
Yeah, well, the main question, John, is where will this race be held?
It'll be held right across New South Wales. The final will be at Tabcorp Park, Menangle, of course. However, we will hit every region of the state, including the far west. And by the far west, I mean Broken Hill. So there's no participant in New South Wales that can possibly miss out on an opportunity to run in this race.
So basically, John, it's a series of heats that lead into the $1 million pace final at Menangle.
Yes, it is. Preliminary heats at Broken Hill, into heats at Dubbo. From there, horses will compete in qualifiers at the regional main centres in the regions, and then they'll come on to Menangle Park for that great final, $1 million final.
So when will this be run?
It'll be run in May. The dates are in place. However, there might be a little bit of tinkering required there, but it's the dates are there. It's a good time. The final is Sunday, the 31st of May at Menangle Park, as I've said, and it'll be a great day because not only is there a $1 million final, there is also the two consolations, $50,000 and $25,000. The heats are worth $10,000. The qualifiers are worth $15,000, so it escalates all the way through, and to the point where from the heats there is a consolation of the horses that don't go on to the qualifier. So we're spreading this money far and wide, and it's not only $1 million. If you factor in all those extra races, it gets closer to $1.5 million. Another very important point is these are new races to the calendar. They're not replacing any race that we already have there. They're new races, so it is a genuine additional amount of prize money on offer for people here in New South Wales.
And in 2020? In
2020, yes. So it seems like a little bit of time away, but it'll be upon us before we know it. But we need to get the conditions out to participants so they are prepared for this race, or they have a horse prepared for this race.
Well, that was my next question, John. What type of horse is this race catering for?
Well, it's for horses rated up to 70 rating points. They must be over 4-year-olds or over. They must be Australian bred, and most importantly, they must be trained by a New South Wales Harness Racing New South Wales licensed trainer.
Okay, there you go. So everyone out there can get a horse ready for this great race. So how do they qualify? Just obviously be eligible following those points? Yeah,
they have to be eligible, and I won't go into the detail of the conditions, but they are now available, the conditions. But it's a heats into qualifiers into final. So they need to be on their game in May 2020. It'll take a very good trainer to have a very good horse to place their horse perfectly for this period, but nothing is there to be easy, and for $1 million that final we will get the best horses here in New South Wales competing for it.
Okay. All right. So basically, apart from the Broken Hill prelim heats, the qualifiers, there's about 3 races to go for. So you've got the first round of heats, then the quarterfinals, and then the final.
Yes, straight through. And not all winners do qualify through, but the way it's set up, you could run second or even possibly third to advance in this series.
How exciting. So, John, this sounds quite detailed, so it must have taken a long time for the Harness Racing New South Wales to put this race together.
It did, because we had to look at what was in the best interests of New South Wales, we had to look at the fact that we've already got $1 million Miracle Mile, the upper echelon on horses. We have some great prize money for the Derby and the Oaks and the Chariots of Fire and the Ladyship. We needed to look at, and we could dumb this right down and call it bread and butter horses, but in fact some of these horses potentially will be the stars of the future. But right at that point in time, they're 4-year-olds, they're Australian bred, they're New South Wales trained, and they're here in New South Wales.
Okay, and most importantly, this isn't just a one-off, this race is ongoing.
It is ongoing, and to repeat myself again, they're new races to the calendar, so we're not taking anything away, we're just adding to it.
All right, what a big year we have ahead of us in 2020 here in New South Wales.
Oh, we certainly do. It's month after month of great racing. I've already mentioned that $1 million Miracle Mile. We've got the Riverina Championships. We've got the upgraded Bathurst Gold Crown. We've still got our finals of the Breeders' Challenge. And, of course, the Inter-Dominion comes back to New South Wales in 2020.
All right, John, do you have a final message for participants regarding this $1 million pace?
Yes, be New South Wales. You should have that horse. You should be looking in your stables now, your paddocks now, and seeing how you can best get a up to 70 rating horse ready for $1 million pace. It's exciting, Amanda. I think never has this prize money been offered for this class of horse anywhere in the world. So it's something unique for New South Wales.
Very exciting times ahead. Well, thank you so much for your time and explaining this new $1 million pace to us all.
My pleasure, Amanda.